Hello and welcome back to my channel. Comes to no surprise that this is one of the last videos in this long string of videos that I have needed to edit. And it is of course my goals for 2018, both bookish and channel related. So if you've watched my 2017 goals in review, you'll know that last year I did pretty good. So I decided to do it again this year, and I went a little crazy and I'm a little scared, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I decided again to set goals, set a goal book for each month, set some grander goals, but not do lofty goals because I didn't find that those worked very well. So I'm going to go through those, and then I'll go through some channel goals, and then we'll be done. So if I read all of the books that are sitting in front of me right now, I will have read 6,470 pages, which is like, based on last year, about the fifth of the things that I'm going to read, which kind of makes sense, but at the same time is a little scary. So in January, which is this month, which I have not started yet, I'm going to read Dostoevsky's The Possessed. So I'm excited for this, and I have no idea what it's about, but I did well with Anna Karenina last year. So why not more Russian literature? Speaking of Anna Karenina, that was a really long book. So February must be a good month for long books. So I have chosen Dumas's The Count of Monte Cristo. It is like the same size as my head. So we'll see how this goes. Again, I don't know what I was thinking when I made this list. Then in March, something a little lighter, I'm going to read Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. This is a book I've been meaning to read for a long time and I'm very excited about. And again, much shorter than Dumas, so that's only going to work out well. Then in April, I'm going to read A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. I have had this in my collection for a while. I have not had good success with Ulysses, so I thought maybe trying this instead might be a good idea. Then in May, I've decided to read Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchells, so that'll be fun. This is my mom's copy. It has nice sprayed edges, and it is a whopping 1,000 pages long. So again, clearly lost my mind when I was making this list up, but you know, that's fine. Then in June, I'm going to go and read Voyages of the Beagle by Darwin. This is my very nice leather-bound copy, so I'm very excited to read it. And it's going to be very nice. Then, in the next month, July, my plan is to finish reading this great 2-part biography of Darwin. I am about halfway through Traveler, or Voyaging. Whew. I'm halfway through Traveler as a chapter in Voyaging, the book. I wrote a book report on this in university, on the first half of the book. I was supposed to finish it, but it's really interesting. It talks about his family history and things like that, which is not something that I had learned a whole bunch about within the history of science. And then I'm pretty sure this covers more on like him actually writing the origins, because it's called The Power of Place. So we'll see. I'm really excited to read these. I love Darwin, as you know, so that I actually do think is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think that reading these back to back is going to be quite interesting too, but we'll see how many turtle references there are. And then after that, to stick on a sea-ish voyaging venture theme, I'm going to read Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. I have read like a child's version of this several times and loved it, so I'm very excited to read the original. I don't think I read the original. I'm pretty sure it was a child's version. I think it was called something else, but it was based off the story, so I'm very familiar with the story, but I'm excited to see what it's actually like. But if you have read a child's version, let me know, because I've been looking for it and I would very much like to read it. And then because I don't think I've quite learned my lessons that me and Jane Austen don't get along. I'm reading her longest novel, Mansfield Park, this year in September. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. This is the last Jane Austen that I own, so I think part of me just kind of wanted to get it over with when I decided to make this list before I went to work one day in the middle of the night, but I'm going to read this. Then in October, for my spooky read, I'm going to read Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I have not yet read, so I'm very excited for this. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun. Also, I might also read Jane Eyre in October, because I thought about reading it this year, but then I read a lot of thrillers instead. So a fun part of this list is that there's not one, but 2 books by Dumas, because I'm also going to read The Three Musketeers. When I was making this list, I forgot that I had some nice little classics over here, so I thought that they were all over there, and I was like, ooh, whoa, so many big books, but I wrote it down, so now I have to do it. But I am actually looking forward to this. I feel like there's a reason I was looking forward to reading this, but I don't remember why. But I do like The Three Musketeers, so I'm going to read it. And finally, in December, to continue on with my theme of reading modern classics in December that are short, I've chosen The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Again, I haven't read this one, so looking forward to reading that. Last year, we would have transitioned into my lofty goals now. But instead of doing that, I want to do something more open for my lofty goals. So I want to finish the books that I started this year that I have not yet finished, which is, of course, my beautiful edition of King Arthur, which I haven't finished yet, and that Stephen King book, The Dark Tower, that I was reading. I would also like to read my Grimm Fairy Tales book that my dad gave me, because it's very pretty and I want to read it. My third, so that was the first 2 bookish goals. My third bookish goal is to read like 1 hyped book a month, and I can decide that month what the definition of hyped is, so it's pretty open. My 4th goal is that I would like to read 1 YA book a month. So as you can see, goal 3 and 4 can be together. My 5th goal is to actually read all the Tortall books. You might know that April Sarah is doing a Tortall read-along, and I'm going to participate in that, hopefully. I'm just waiting for my books to arrive, and because I haven't read Tortall since I was just out of childhood and into adolescence, so I think it's due for a reread. And I would also like to, get the book club that I'm in, like, back together in some sort of way. Because I read 2 books and we haven't met, so yeah. So those are my bookish goal. And if I said my last goal is my final bookish goal, I have lied to you. My final bookish goal is to not buy any new books. I have almost 180 books on my own TBR. I am going to do an unhaul when I rearrange my bookshelves, so that number might go down a little bit, but still it's too many. So I know that book buying bans don't work. Haven't worked for me all year. So instead of doing a book buying ban, what I'm going to do is say I'm not allowed to buy books that are not the next book in the series. Which means that, say, this month I read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo as my hyped book and my YA book. Oh, the print is so big in here. So that might actually happen. I'm allowed to go and buy the sequel to this book, but I'm not allowed to go and buy 10 other books. See, like, totally manageable. I'm in the middle of so many series right now that I think I can do it. It will still, like, calm the urges of buying books, but, like, not run away. So that's my goal. Hold me accountable to that. Like, let me know in the comments on my book hauls that I have bought too many non-series books, or if I start a new series that's significantly long and not a duology, just, call me on it. Because if I do finish this trilogy, I'm definitely allowed to buy the Six of Crows duology. But, we need to keep this within reason. But yes. yeah, so those are my bookish goals, and my channel goals is I want to participate in Tag Tuesday and Top 5 Wednesday every week. That might be a little bit far-fetched and difficult for me because of my work schedule and the fact that I hate editing and don't always have time to film. And I also want to post one review a week from a book that I have read in the past week, or 2 weeks, depending. So that would be like 3 videos a week, which I think is manageable if I do a lot of pre-filming. So that's basically my goals. It'd be really cool to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I got 50 in my first year, so like I wouldn't think that it's unrealistic to think that I could get to 150, seeing as though I know more like what I'm doing now, but I don't want to like put too much pressure on numbers and things. But yeah, those are my goals. If you've read any of these books, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you want to suggest hype books or YA novels for me to read, let me know about those too. I would also appreciate it if you wish me luck, because I feel like I need quite a bit of luck in this endeavor. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video.